Recently, I played Super Mario Bros. Wonder. For some reason, I thought it was just Super Mario Wonder, actually. I thought it was like a weird thing that it was just Super Mario Wonder, but no, I think it's Super Mario Bros. Wonder. Anyways, or maybe I don't know. Super Mario versus Super Mario Bros. Does not matter. This is a Mario game, and I'm going to be honest with you, we are not going to talk that much about the core Mario game experience. I think that's not really something I'm really equipped to help deal with, right? I have a very hectic relation with 2D Mario. I really like Super Mario World. I do not like Super Mario Bros. 3 at all. And this is the first 2D Mario I've been interested in since literally New Super Mario Bros. Wii. And even my interest in New Super Mario Bros. Wii was very specific. The big reason I wanted to look at Super Mario Bros. Wonder is the Wonder Seed stuff caught my attention. So without getting too deep into the core game, you don't need to listen to me to know this is a really solid 2D Mario game. Controls great, looks great. The base character movesets, kind of everything you expect. Ground pound, power-ups. There's some new power-ups here. You can be an elephant, smash into things. All these things. There's other people on the internet to help you out with that whole experience of Mario. I'm here today to talk primarily about the Wonder Seeds and kind of a weird thing I had with them, and then another thing related to that. So Wonder Seeds, if you don't know, these are basically seeds that like halfway through the level, when you select or when you find them in the level, it will basically change, how the level plays. So there's like some kind of unique gimmick that's going on that impacts how the game itself plays. And so on the surface level, I'm trying to find some Wonder Seed gameplay, but yeah, this is what the thing I need to not worry about. On the surface level, these things do kind of two major things. One is they either transform the world around you, or they change how your character controls. And I really love this kind of gimmicky stuff. I love variety in these kind of games. And so anytime I see this kind of stuff where it's like, hey, there's this like unique kind of element on top of a game, I'm really into it. But for some reason, I don't know what it is, the Wonder Seeds weren't really doing it for me in this game. Again, I love gimmicky things and things like that. So I was trying to figure out like why that was, and I was a little worried that I was just going to be coming away from this game being grumpy and being like, I didn't like Super Mario Wonder. I didn't think the Wonder Seeds were interesting. But at the same time, I was playing this game, and there's another type of level called the badge challenges. And the badge challenge levels were something I was really into. So basically what badges are in Super Mario Wonder is basically they give you the ability to do a variety of different actions. Basically, you can press the R button or like waggle the Joy-Con and things like that. And when you do that, it basically can do things like have your character do like a little spin, similar like the new Super Mario Brothers series. It also can have your character. What else can it do? I'm trying to remember. There's one that like lets you do a grapple hook. Like there's some really interesting stuff that the badges do. But the problem I had with it really was that these badges feel like they are not really built for the levels that you're playing. They feel like nice bonuses that help you get through levels, and they can help you make that little extra height, or they can help save you from a bad jump and things like that. But they don't really do a lot to change the core gameplay. But when you go to the badge challenge levels, these are stages really built to challenge you with those badges. Maybe I shouldn't say challenge you. Some of them are very easy. But they are stages really built around what badges are. And those stages I found to be very, very interesting and exciting to play. And I think in some ways, those stages became kind of what I was looking for in Super Mario Wonder, that a little bit of extra gimmicky gameplay that kind of like changes how you experience the game in interesting ways. And so I don't know for sure. I'm trying to figure this out still. I think the difference is that in a lot of ways, Wonder Seeds feel a lot more passive, where they kind of change the level in like very slight ways that don't necessarily change how you play the game. I know there's a lot of examples where you can say that's not the case. Please understand, I'm just trying to like understand what I'm trying to say here. but I feel like maybe there's a little bit more of a passive feeling to Wonder Seeds versus when you get to badge challenge levels, it's this very active mechanic you have control over at all times, right? And I think that's like what makes those levels feel a little bit more interesting and unique to me, kind of thing. So it's a really odd situation where like these two things in some ways should be very similar to one another, but one I very much enjoyed more than the other. And unfortunately, I will say, badge challenge levels, very minimal part of this game, at least up front in the core game. I don't really do the like new Super Mario Brothers thing of like, or no, sorry, the Mario Brothers thing of like playing one of these games in like the special worlds and things like that. It's just like, that's not really what I'm into. The core 2D Mario gameplay is not like super something I love. It's just not something I care that much about. So you really got to capture me with your game to get me in there for the super worlds, special worlds and things like that. And this game didn't really do that. But I also don't think there's anything wrong with this game. Like, I just think the issue for me is it's just the 2D Mario game. But I'm really glad those badge levels were there. And I think it is a great game, and I think if you are into, it's kind of one of those silly things where it's like weird to say if you're into 2D Mario, but you know if you're cool with a game being kind of more of the same, but like very polished, I will say very polished, great looking, everything about it is I think for most people probably considered like a phenomenal game. But like I feel like it is a game that builds on top of things that Mario Brothers already was doing a lot of times. And what I really wanted was something that feels like it's a bit more transformative. I think that's true for most games that I play in a lot of ways. And this game in particular, I think kind of touches on that a little bit, where it feels like it's getting a little closer to what I'm wanting out of a 2D Mario.